Put that on that beat, go.
Aye, mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man damn, call like.
How I created a smooth pass-through zoom effect in DaVinci Resolve using BroVFX preset bundle. A big thanks to our sponsor. I used the amazing BroVFX preset bundle, which made the whole process so much easier and faster. We're thrilled to bring you an exciting opportunity to save while enhancing your visuals. Use the promo code and unlock a 30% off any purchase through the end of December. Click the link below to explore the package, apply your promo code, and get started. Let's dive into DaVinci Resolve and see how it's done. Drag your footage into the timeline and arrange the clip sequentially. Make sure everything is in the right order for your transition to flow smoothly. Once that's done, place the playhead on the second clip where you want the transition to happen. Next, head over to the Color tab. In the viewer window, right-click and choose Grab Still. This creates a snapshot of your frame. Now, go to the gallery, find the still image you just grabbed, and export it as a PNG. Now it's time to switch to Photoshop. Open the PNG in Photoshop and separate the background and the object or subject. Resize the building or the main object so that it almost fills the frame. Depending on your concept and the type of transition you want, you can add more buildings or other elements. For my example, I'm adding 2 additional buildings to enhance the effect. Make sure to adjust the colors of the new elements so they blend seamlessly with the background image. Use color correction tools to get them looking as natural as possible. Finally, save each building and background as separate PNG files. After preparing your images, place them into the timeline. Start with the background image as your base layer and stack the other building layers on top of it in the sequence you planned. Now, let's animate the background image. Set the first keyframe at the very beginning of the transition. Then, move about 3/4 of a second forward and set another keyframe, positioning the image at the center of the frame. Decide how long you want the transition. Repeat this process for each building layer, animating their positions so they move naturally as part of the zoom transition. The goal is to have all the layers interact seamlessly. If you see black bars appearing around the edges during the animation, don't worry. To fix this, select the background image, right-click it, and choose Make New Fusion Clip. Once the fusion clip is created, disable the building layers temporarily to focus on the background. Next, go to the Fusion tab. Once you're there, hit Shift plus Spacebar and add a transform node. In the inspector panel, set the edges option to mirror to get rid of the black bars. Now, to animate the background image, click the diamond icons next to Pivot X and Pivot Y, and right-click on Center X and Center Y to enable animation. Now, let's move to the last frame and animate the position of the background so it's centered. After that, switch to the Edit tab and enable the clips above. Adjust the last keyframe of the first building so that it moves out of the frame, doing the same for the second and third buildings. Keep in mind that the third building should stay centered in the frame throughout the transition. This will be the second transition in your sequence. Drag your next scene into the timeline and place it underneath the fusion clips as a reference. Let's create the first transition. Select the first clip and shorten its length. Use the last frame as a reference image. Go to the Color tab, right-click on the image, and select Grab Still just like we did earlier. Export this as a PNG and open it in Photoshop. Separate the background and the object, then save it as a PNG file. Drag the girl PNG into the timeline, placing it above the main clip. Place the background image underneath the girl clip. Go to the OpenFX panel and apply the transform effect to the girl clip. In the inspector panel, keyframe the position of the girl clip. Move to the last frame and keyframe the girl's position until she's out of the viewer window. You can also adjust the motion blur to your preference to make the movement smoother. Arrange the fusion clip above the first background image. Place the playhead at the first frame and adjust the position as if you're creating a split screen. Take image 3, the large building, and move it so it covers the edge of the split in the center. Then, take image 1, the first building, and place it on the timeline in the same spot. Scale it up to match the perspective. Keep an eye on the alignment and adjust the image sizes as needed to match the background. Select the last building and animate its position. Select the fusion clip and animate its position to match the building's movement. At this point, you might notice a gap between the first and second background images. To fix this, increase the length of the first background clip until it covers the gap completely, ensuring a smooth transition from one image to the next. Now, select all the building layers and overlap the girl layer so that one building layer goes after the other. Place the girl layer on top. Play through the clips slowly and adjust the keyframes of the building layers to fill in any gaps that appear during the transition. Drag the last background clip between the fusion and building clips. In the cropping section of the inspector, increase the crop left value and adjust the softness to match the background. Click the diamond icon to set a keyframe. Then, move 10 frames forward and decrease the crop value, adjusting it until it blends smoothly. We're almost there. Now, at the end of the keyframes, the building should be out of the frame. Click the keyframe icon and adjust the positions of the second and third buildings until they're completely out of the viewer window. Place the playhead at the last keyframe of the building and align the cropping keyframe to match the building's movement. At this point, it should look like this, a smooth transition with everything flowing together. If the clip feels too long, you can add a speed ramp. Go to the end of the clip where you want the speed ramp to end, right-click, and choose Change Clip Speed. Click the drop-down arrow and select Add Speed Point. Then, go to the beginning of the clip where the ramp starts. Click the drop-down arrow and select Add Speed Point. Drag the bar down to adjust how much you want the speed ramp to slow down or speed up. Make sure to adjust the length of the building clips to match the length of the speed ramp clip. Afterward, place the playhead at the last frame of the ramp clip. Go to the Color tab and grab Still. Open the still image in Photoshop. For the zoom transition, select the area you want to use for the zoom effect and delete the image. Save it as a PNG file. Now, drag this PNG back into the timeline and place it at the last frame of the clip. Put the new image underneath the main clip, making sure it's visible through the window in the shot. First, select the image and go to the inspector panel. Adjust the anchor point to the window, as this will be the pivot point for your zoom effect. Select the talent clip and navigate to the transform settings. Create a keyframe at the midpoint of the transition. Add another keyframe at the end of the transition. Return to the midpoint keyframe and temporarily disable the image preview for the talent clip. This will make it easier to focus on adjustments. Adjust the position and scale of the clip to ensure it fits seamlessly within the frame. Import the zoom in-out target transition effect from BroVFX and apply it to the timeline. Resize the duration of the transition effect to match the length of your desired clip transition. Align the transition effect to the right to ensure proper timing and toggle the target option on. Adjust the X and Y position values in the effect settings to define the focus area for the zoom. Disable light leak and glow to keep the effect clean and fully customizable. Select the talent clip and click the diamond icon to view the animation keyframes. At the midpoint keyframe, fine-tune the size and position to eliminate any visible gaps in the frame. Adjust the final keyframe, moving it closer to the midpoint if necessary, for smoother transitions. Create a new keyframe at the start of the clip, then adjust its size and position to ensure the frame is properly aligned. Repeat this process for the second keyframe to maintain consistency throughout the transition. You can further customize the transition by tweaking the motion blur, chromatic aberration, and grain settings to match your preferred aesthetic. Hold Alt and drag the window image to duplicate it. Remove the zoom transition from the duplicated clip to prevent overlapping effects. Apply the transform effect from the OpenFX library to the duplicated clip. In the inspector panel, adjust the anchor point to center the window within the frame. Modify the zoom and X, Y values to ensure the window stays aligned and in focus. Position the playhead at the center of the transition and overlay the frame onto the timeline. Adjust the zoom and X, Y position to align the window perfectly with the center of the screen. Move to the end of the transition clip and modify the zoom and X, Y values until the clip moves completely out of the frame. Resize the transition clip to match the duration of the effect. Disable the target option in the zoom effect once all adjustments are complete. Preview the entire sequence to ensure smooth transitions and alignment. Make any necessary refinements to keyframes, position, or effect parameters to achieve the desired visual flow. So now it's time to add our secret sauce from BroVFX, and of course, a big thank you to our sponsor. Their tools are just as high quality as the best out there, with a few extra perks. One of the best things about BroVFX Tools is the customization. You can tweak everything from the target, speed, noise, blur, color, glow, opacity, and more, allowing you to tailor each effect to perfectly fit your project. For users working with the free version of DaVinci Resolve or Studio version, BroVFX is a game changer. Their effects solve a lot of common problems, especially for those who want to take their videos to a more cinematic level without the hassle. It's simple and affordable. With one license, you get unlimited use across all your projects. That means you don't have to worry about licensing fees for each new project. With 256 trending video transitions, BroVFX has something for everyone. You can preview transitions in real time to see exactly how they'll look in your project. Their collection includes a variety of effects like camera moves, dissolves, distortions, fades, film grain, noise, glitches, glow, blur, lens moves, liquid effects, pans, rotations, shapes, splits, stretches, elastic zooms, and so much more. But it's not just about video transitions. BroVFX also offers a fantastic set of cinematic titles that come with full customization settings. Plus, they have an effects section that really elevates your video projects. To top it all off, BroVFX includes an SFX pack with a trending sound library, giving you the audio tools you need to match the cinematic quality of your visuals. All in all, BroVFX provides a holistic solution for editors looking to take their videos to the next level. In my case, I'm using the pan camera left transition from BroVFX. Just drag and drop it onto the building image, and you can customize the settings to your liking. Options include turning the lens effect on or off, adjusting the light leak, setting the transition alignment, toggling grain on or off, and adjusting the wiggle speed and motion blur. I added the pan left transition to all of the building clips, and I made sure to tweak the settings until I was satisfied with the look. Now, apply the same transition to the first background clip. You can play around with settings like aberration, light leak, glow, and grain based on your taste. For me, I made the alignment left and left it at that. It worked perfectly. Let's dive into the BroVFX pack included in the package. This SFX pack is a huge time saver. It comes with a massive library of sound effects, all categorized into folders like whoosh, swipe, impact, riser, storm, glitch, cinematic, bass drop, and more. You can just hover over any sound effect to preview it in real time, then drag and drop it directly into your timeline. No need to search online for sounds or waste time downloading files. This package makes the editing process so much easier and more productive. In the effects section, there's a wide variety of categories like cyber mix, glitch effects, camera movement, film grain effects, film mix, and frame effects. Inside each category, you'll find plenty of effects to experiment with and add to your project. Just explore the options and choose the ones that fit your vibe. Another cool feature is the cinematic title animations are awesome. You can simply hover over any title to preview how it looks, and each one comes with full customization settings. This makes it super easy to tweak the title to match your project's style. Whether you want to adjust the font, size, color, or add some cool effects like glow or outline, you have complete control. It's all about personalizing it to fit your unique vision for the video. I'm using a neon title for demo. All you need to do is drag and drop it into your timeline, change the text, adjust the position, and tweak the size to your liking. In the inspector panel, you can adjust opacity, thickness, glow size, color, and much more. It's super flexible. But there's more. You can also add karaoke-style subtitles in a few different ways by letter, word, or custom. Just drag the karaoke subtitle into your timeline, paste your content into the text box, and align it with the audio waveform. The subtitles will automatically sync with the voiceover. You can even change the color of the text. It's fully customizable and super useful for things like movie subtitles, podcasts, music lyrics, and more. For the final touch, I like to add some beat transitions. Make a cut where the beat hits and apply a transition to it. For my project, I'm using the glitch bad signal effect for one of the cuts. Then, for another cut, I applied a different transition to match the rhythm of the music. Finally, I add an adjustment clip at the end and do some color correction to fine-tune the look. Once that's done, your project will be ready to go.
Aye, mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call like